So I know y'all don't care about no intro, so we're gonna get straight to the video. Okay, so I wrote everything down on a piece of paper. On my notes, but then my dumbass remembered that I'm gonna have to use my phone to record because I am poor. I am poor. Don't judge my nails because I am poor. Just like you, I am poor. Today I'm gonna be talking to you guys about going to a PWI up and being black. And if many of you don't know what PWI stands for, it stands for a predominantly white institution. But most people, like college-going people, if you click this video and you're going to college, you're gonna know that PWI stands for predominantly white institution. So I'm pretty sure there's like Native American historic colleges, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure that there's like different races, but the two main ones you hear are PWI and HBCU. And HBCU stands for historically black college or university. So for many like black Americans who are gonna pick a school, like it's such a big deal if you're gonna go to a HBCU or a PWI. So if you're watching this, you're probably in between, or you probably already chosen. So I'm just gonna give you like perspective. First, let's start about just like picking your school in general. So me, I go to a small liberal arts PWI. That's gonna be very, very, very different than going to a PWI such as like Mizzou. Mizzou has like 20,000 kids on it. So most of the kids are gonna be white, but you're still gonna have a lot of other different races there. Whereas me, most of the students are white. I'm like one of 4 black girls that go to my school. And so everything I talk about is going to be from that perspective. It's not going to be from going to a PWI from a big school. And it's because I don't really know about that. And I don't like talking about stuff that I don't know about. So about like going to PWI. So let me just give you a little background information. So I started going to my PWI because I wanted to go to, I'm not gonna mention school, but I wanted to go to the school in Mississippi so bad, and they just never hit me up. Like the school never really like got like, they weren't active as like schools at a PWI were. And I kind of like hear this across the board. So like if you're like a black kid or like anybody and you want to go to a historic black college, just because the admissions office isn't calling you every day, emailing you back, it doesn't mean they don't want you to go there. It's just, I feel like they just have like a very large workload and not enough staff members. Whereas like my school, they have a lot of staff and the work is kind of evenly distributed, and they did a lot of stuff for me because like they had the time to do it. So that's one thing I wish I would have known. Another thing I wish I would have known is like the demographics of the school. Like I knew it was a PWI, but I didn't know my school was like, my school puts the P to the W to the I. Like PWI. Like my school's like no diversity, and they like love to claim they're diverse. But that's just how I ended up as PWI, and my parents really don't let me quit anything once I started there. I know I was gonna have to graduate here. Parents do a lot for you, but you're an adult, so you have to make like your own decisions. And I'm glad I stayed because I proved to myself that like I can get through anything. But a part of me wish I would have went to like a different school, HBCU, or a bigger school. But everything happens for a reason. So about my experience at a PWI, I had good experience and I had bad experience. I went to a pretty mixed high school, so it wasn't too big of a culture shock, but it was still a culture shock going to a school that puts the P to the W to the I. Because when I went to my high school, there was still, like, if you're black, you understand. If you're a different race, you understand. At the end of the day, you could be friends with anybody. But it's really nice to have those one friends that you could relate to about certain stuff. So like I had a friend who was like at school, and me and her were really close, and I found out that she was actually like prejudiced towards black people. Well, not even prejudiced, like the straight racist, like did not like black people, thought that like black people were like inferior to like white people, like that whole spiel. And like it really hurt my feelings. Like I was like really hurt. I was like, wow, because I'm one of those people that like try to believe that like everybody not like that, like everybody not like that. Like it really hurt my feelings. And all my white friends, like they were like, why do you care? Like, you know, people are racist. Like, why do you care? Why do you care? And I know what they were trying to say. They were trying to say, like, you have all these other friends. Like, why do you care? Like, I don't have friends, I have associates. But, like, why do you care? Like, why do you care? And I guess they just didn't understand how it feels to, like, somebody not to like you. Like, you can be the best person ever, but for them not to like you just based on your skin color, it's gonna hit, like, a little places. But I've also had good experience. Like, I feel like I've taken a lot of classes that my school, like, I've taken classes that made me think abstractly. I've taken classes that, like, oh, you can take these classes at any school, but I'm just saying, like, at my school, I feel like these classes were, like, not prone, but, like, subjected to my school because we have so little diversity. They want us to be able to go out into the real world and work with everybody. And I got to see, like, a lot of different perspectives. I got to see a lot of different personalities, which I am not saying they don't have it at a HBCU. I'm just talking about my opinion, well, my perspective in going to a PWI. How was my perspective? Like, my perspective. Another thing, the food. Like, a food at HBCU is 9 times out of 10 going to be better than a food at a PWI, because a food at HBCU is going to serve, you know, like, culture food. They're going to serve food that you are used to eating. My food, my school, we be having, like, some weird ass food. Like, we be having casseroles, stuff like that. And, you know, sometimes it's good because, like, I ain't never tried nothing like that. But sometimes it's like, oh my God, like, I want some fried chicken. So I used to have an associate or a friend who used to go to a school in Alabama, and she was like, oh, it's fried chicken Wednesday or Tuesday or something like that. And I was like, oh my God, that would be so cool. My school does chicken tender Thursdays. Like, white people are like you know, like, what the heck? Like, what the heck is that? So that's, like, one of the things, like, just, like, adjusting. People that say, like, little, like, slick shit out their mouth, because that's what people like to do. Like, they like to make you, like, if you're not black enough for people, it's a problem. Like, if you, like, when you're black, you always gotta, like, assert your blackness. Like, you always gotta be black. Like, anything you do, oh, that's that white people stuff. That's because you go to that school. That's because you that. Like, you're gonna hear a lot of that, and it's gonna be really, 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 really annoying. And you just gotta be like, forget it. Like, who cares? Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, nobody cares. Another thing, like, learn about yourself. You never know what somebody from a different culture is gonna learn from you. Even just being friends with somebody from a different culture, you're never gonna know what you're gonna learn until you try it. So I would say that. Another thing, people always ask me, like, is it racist up there? And yes, like, there are some people who still think that it is 1702. They still think that they are better than black people. But you know what? That's gonna be any school you go to. Well, I guess not any school you go to, but that's gonna be anywhere you go. When you graduate, you are gonna be in the workplace. America is 77% white. No matter where you go, or no matter where you work, you're gonna have to work with people who don't like you because of your skin color. Yes, I hope one day that changes. I hope one day we can all just live in harmony and be happy and be a cooler society. But right now, that is not the case. There are people at my school who say really off the wall ish to me, and I'll be ready to. Don't let me show you why they call me Southside Tony, please. My freshman year is the only time I've ever gotten into an argument with somebody because of race. I'm about to be a senior. So it's about to start my senior year, so that was like 2 years ago. If you, like, do the math, you know. Almost 3 years ago. 2016. So 3 years ago. You know what I mean. You know, like, when you, like, go to school, like, okay, you know what I mean. And we literally got into it because I knew she did not like black people. I knew she did not like black people. I knew she did not like me because of the color of my skin. Her friend was one of those white people that like black men but don't like black women. Like, I knew they were like that. And all my friends on the track team was like, they're not racist. They're not racist. Like, because when you go to a PWI, I don't care what school you go to. If you go to a school and somebody is pretty and white, they are automatically deemed as nice, sweet, caring, correct. Just every good word you can have somebody. Me, somebody who's pretty and black, is somehow given all the words that are opposite from that. Since I'm pretty and I'm black, I'm mean, I'm rude, I'm a bunch of stereotypes because they don't know you. And a lot of these kids who go to a PWI, which is really, really small and really, really conservative, they've never been around black people. I literally had people, when I first got there, they were like, I never met somebody black before. And I was like, okay, whoop-de-doo. Like, I'm a person. Like, I have everything inside me you have inside you. Like, we're the same. So, like, everybody kept telling me that she wasn't racist. And I was like, yeah, like, this girl's racist. Like, what don't y'all see? But I have to remember, black people, we have this thing inside us that's like, we can talk to somebody for 5 minutes so we can go, you kind of racist. Like, you don't like black people. Like, you don't like black people. And I knew that about her. And everybody was like messing with me. And we were playing pickup basketball. It was like for a basketball tournament. And she kept bullying my friend. And I was like, stop bullying her. Like, bully somebody your own size. And they was, you gonna do? And I was like, let me show you what I'm about to do. Like, I was finna squirt up with her. Like, and I'm not one of them people that do that talking back and forth. Like, I'm not one of them people. Like, I'm not finna talk to you back and forth. Like, if you wanna bang, we can bang. Like, what's up? Like, we can get it popping. Like, ain't no problem. Like, we can get it popping. And so she yelling, so mad at myself that I let her get under my skin. And I end up like taking a pause back, and like I saw her and I apologized, and we like killed the beef. I'm like, you know what, maybe she's not racist, like whatever, like forget it. I pulled like a semester passed, and I found out shorty is really racist. Like, she was talking to this black guy, and she stopped talking to him because she didn't want to mess up her color pot. She didn't want to mess up her color pot. Like, if you ever heard somebody say that, like, I don't know if nobody can watch this, but comment if you ever heard somebody say that, because I've never heard nobody call it their color pot. Well, she didn't want to mess up her color pot. So that's just like one thing I had to like deal with. Other than that, I feel like if anybody's on your side of the PWI, and if you go to like a small, like really conservative PWI like me, it's gonna be staff. Without my staff, I would not. Like, staff is gonna be there for you when you crying, when you want to go home, when you ain't got nobody. Like, if you go to a really small PWI like mine, find you a staff member, stay at the counselor's office, and just make the best out your situation. That's one thing I had to realize. I have to make the best out of the situation. Stop, because it's really not that bad. Like, it's just like going to a normal school, and there's a lot of schools around me. And budget wise, this school just fit best for me. Like, maybe when I graduate and go to graduate school, I can go to a HBCU. Right now, I'm just going to have fun at the school I'm at, get my degree, and graduate. If you guys like this video, okay, so if you guys like this video and you want to see like a part 2 more, I'm new to YouTube, so I only got like 15 minutes. But if you want to see more of me, I have a lot of videos coming up. I got a lot of stuff I want to show you guys. And if you don't want to subscribe, like, I'm not gonna beg you. If you do, stick around. Thanks for watching my video.